Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce CMAtics video session 75. Okay, so first of all, let's continue from where we left off. So this was our data flow, right, which we were doing, but we will do the recipe part, which we were continuing. So let's continue. Okay, so over here, okay, now the thing is that let's calculate this is closed date due. Okay, so let's check how this would be calculated is closed date due. So again, I will just go over here. Okay, I will go to custom formula. Fine. Okay, for each closed date due, first of all, let me just copy this exactly from here. Okay, and I will show you how we can make the changes. Fine. So here, opening my Notepad++ will also help me. Okay, so I will just show you how we can actually, when we are doing something on the recipes out, how we need to make some subtle changes, and that will work out eventually. Okay, so first of all, it will be small equal to, okay, in recipe side, and as I told you, the value will give it in single quotes. Okay, and this, and we have to give and. Okay, that's fine. And then yes will be also in single quotes. Okay, and this no also will be in single quotes. Okay, and this one will be, okay, this we have to do a comparison, so we can directly do it. Okay, not an issue. We can write something like close date. Okay, so let me copy this. Fine, and I will take the help of recipe to get that created written now. So I'm saying case when is closed is false, and here I will write. So here we were given that, close date has to be less than now, right? So you can simply write close date. Okay, that's not an one. Okay, yeah, there's something called as close date, and you can simply compare it with now. Okay, that won't be an issue. Fine. Now it will be yes or no, and it will be a text. Yeah, it will be a text, and let me click on apply. Okay. As you can see, this got applied, and we will be checking if it is false, like if the, of course, the stage is in open stage, and if the close date is less than now, then it will be yes, else it will be no, and this is how we write the expression. Okay, and you can cross check the results also. It will be matching as well. Okay, here we have a few records with yes. Okay, and if you see, like this is in open stage. Okay, and yeah, this is a close date 79, right? So the close date is less than today's date, right? And also this is in open stage, if you see, isn't it? So that's why this is coming properly. Okay, not an issue. The results we already checked when we were doing the data flow part. I'm just today explaining you how those syntax can be converted into recipe. Okay, and how you should approach that. Okay, now let's calculate the next one, that is days overlap, right, for closing opportunity. So let me copy this one, and again I will go for this custom formula here. Okay, and let me name this. Okay, this will be, again, I think this is number, right? Okay, this is number. So let me map it to numeric. Okay, precision, let it be 10. That's not an issue. Now this part, how we are going to do. So once again, I will copy this in my notepad. Okay, now as I told you, like is closed is false, we can copy from here. That's not an issue. Fine, and this and as well. Okay, so let me remove this, and let me write and. Okay, and again it's saying if to date is less than now. Fine, so what I'm going to do is, again I will take the help of this one which we did earlier. Let me click on, okay, for now let me just write it as 1. Let me click on apply. That's not an issue, we will change this later. But here we already did this comparison, right? That close date is less than this. So let me just copy this from here. Okay, let me put it over here. Okay, and I am saying then it is the days between, right? So instead of days, we have something called as date diff, right, which we were using earlier. So we will use that part only. Okay, So it will be now comma close date for date diff. Okay. So let me click on cancel, and here we did it, right? Yeah, date diff. Okay. So I will write date diff of now comma close date. Okay. So this is fine. Let me copy this first of all in my recipe. And this is completely fine. What I'm going to do here is I will give date diff. Okay. There's something called as date diff, and it's showing the end date, start date, which is fine. So here it will be now comma uh, close date. Okay. Else 0 end. Fine. Date diff. And now let me. So as you can see, this worked out. Okay. So days overlap, everything is 0 except here. It is 40. So wherever you see the close date has overlapped, here is close date due, right? How many days have overlapped, that we can calculate over here, which is showing perfectly fine. Okay. That's great. So this also worked out. Okay. Okay. Let's move to the next one, which is the opportunity age. Okay. So again, how we will calculate this? So as I told you, just copy this first of all in your notepad. Now, definitely all these things you know. Okay. Is closed equal to false. I mean, I can copy this. That's fine. Let's leave it. It will be in single closed. Okay. Then it's saying days between this and this. Okay. So what I will do is over from here itself, again, I will just take this part, that is the date diff. Okay. Date diff functionality. And here, then days between, right? So here I will put the date diff. Okay. Because that function we have to use. Okay. What happened? Yeah. Date diff, and it will be now comma created date. Okay. So it will be now is fine. Okay, now is fine. Here I will put created date. Okay. Okay, that's fine. And here it will be again date diff of close date comma created date. Okay. So we already calculated that. So it will date diff of close date comma created date. Okay. And that's it. We are going to end this. Okay. This will be numbered, of course. Fine. Let me click on apply. Okay. So this has worked out once again. So I'm able to calculate the opportunity age. If I go over to that field, so this is the opportunity age which you have, right? So if it is false, then date diff of now, otherwise date diff of that, and it's working out as well over here if you see. Okay. That's great. Now let's go to the last expression. Okay. Which is effective opportunities. So how we will do this part, effective opportunities. Okay. So again, once again, let me just copy this in my notepad plus plus. Okay, fine. Now let me just put an enter. Okay. So of course, here also you know that this will be in single quotes. Up till here it will work fine. That's completely fine. And instead of this and, we have to write A and D. Okay. And we are actually saying that if close date minus created date is more than 0, right? So what we are going to write here is if date diff. Okay. This is the expression we are using, which is working out properly. If date diff is this one, if it is more than 0, fine. Then it will be date diff only. That's completely fine. Okay, it will be date diff. Okay, so up till here it's fine. Now when it is close is equal to, so what I am going to write is true in single quotes. Fine. And if my close date, so again this date diff will come over instead of this, and we have to write a and d. Okay, and here again I will be writing this part, then 0. Okay, else I have to round it off to date to epoch created it minus this by 86400 comma 0. Okay, now here it will be a bit tricky. Okay, but not an issue, we can still pull it off. So first of all, I'm going to check if I have any function called round. Okay, so let me go to my custom formula and let me see if there's any function called round. Okay, yeah, there's a function called round which I have. Okay, so first of all, let me copy this in my notepad plus plus as well. That's fine, I might need it a bit later. Okay, now first of all, I am actually doing this difference, right? Date to epoch, okay, and dividing by 86400. Okay, so this part how I can do, I have already showed you this part, right? Like how we can calculate the difference between now minus it. So what I will do is okay, okay, round. Okay, yeah. So we already used one function, right? I think we have used this, which is to Unix timestamp. Okay, so I will just take this part from here. Okay, so it is quite similar to that itself. Fine, because yeah, this is number which we were doing. Okay, so I need the help of this one firstly to Unix timestamp. And what I'm going to do is in this Unix timestamp, I'm going to put now, of course, over here, right? So let me put it as now. And here it will be created date, which is fine. I'm dividing by 8640. Okay, so this part, what I can do is this whole part, right? Give me a moment. So it is now minus. This part is not required. Yeah, this whole part, what I can do is I can just put it over here. Okay, I can just put it over here, I feel. Okay, and dividing by 4 and round, anyhow it's the field, comma. I'm just doing that field, comma 0. Okay, this part I have to round it off to 0. Okay, now let's see if it works out or not. Okay, so I'm just copying this. I will come over here and I will just put it over here. Okay, I'm sorry, not here, but I mean a new one. Okay, so let me copy this from here, effective opportunity age. Formula, this is completely fine, and this will be, of course, number, right? And let me click on apply. Okay, I'm getting some error. Then 0, else. Let me remove the round as of now. Okay, showing an error still. Let's check it out. Okay, this has worked out. Now the only thing is that we have to round it off, right? If we don't round it off, we will actually get it somewhere in this manner. Okay, we have to actually round it off. Fine, and after rounding it off, okay, so we will actually work on this. It will be a work in progress because here I have to round it off. Okay, and then I have to check like how much has passed, right? That is one part. So yeah, we will actually work on this and we will check like what is the proper effective opportunity date, because we didn't round it off. All right, okay, yeah, let's catch up in our next video very soon. Okay, please do like, share and subscribe.